Here's Danash's Northern Tempest, your 2021 Celebration horse. We're here in beautiful, sunny Loxahatchee, Florida, and I'm being joined now by Laura Reese and Danash's Northern Tempest, also known as Danny, and the 2021 Breyerfest Celebration horse.
That's right. We are so excited that Danny was selected for this honor. We're blown away.
So the theme in 2021 is horse of a different color. I guess no one could signify this more than Danny. So let's start first off. Is she white with black spots or is she black with white?
Danny is classified as a black horse. She's a leopard Appaloosa, and what happens with her patterning is that it's as though there's a white web laid over a black horse, and that the black comes through the holes in the web.
Wow. I mean, she's just stunning to look at. There's no doubt about that. So talk a little bit about how did she get this coloring, do you think?
Danny has a mother who's an Appaloosa and a father who is a Frisian. And supposedly, if you go back through her genetics, the mother's father, so Danny's grandfather, was a leopard Appaloosa as well. Danny's mother was almost solid white.
Oh, wow.
They had the same body conformation, but we believe that it came from her grandfather.
She has a very fancy name, Danash's Northern Tempest. How did she get that name?
She does. You're right. It's quite a mouthful for the judges sometimes. So her father, the sire, was Danash, and she came from a farm in Sheboygan, which is called North Horse Farm. Okay. And they started out calling her Tempest.
Oh, really?
They did, yes. So that was her registered name, is Danash's Northern Tempest.
Okay, and now she's Danny. That seems to fit her, though, right?
It does. It does. She had another nickname before she came to us, and we thought that it would we like adding a name that goes with their registered name, and it fits her pretty well. It's sweet.
What did you think the very first time you saw her in person?
Oh, I was amazed. There's nothing else that looks like her. She's just very unique and very special.
How long have you had her, and how old is she, and what was she doing when you got her?
So we purchased her as a 4-year-old. She was already here in Florida, and we brought her to the farm. She had had some low-level dressage training in hunter jumpers, and she didn't have a lead change, and she was pretty green, kind of wiggly, and we brought her here to ATG Equestrian, put her in the program under Ashley Glicka, and really made sure that she had her foundation work done. She got her lead changes, but only recently we've let her grow and mature a lot, and that's really helped her develop that naturally.
Talk about your background and how you got connected with her.
My background is I grew up in Pennsylvania, which has a lot of horse country, and I think I started riding about 10 or 12 years old, and I rode with some friends. My next door neighbor rode and said, hey, why don't you try this? And then I eventually rode on my high school's riding team, varsity, and after that I stopped riding because I went to college, I had a job, kids, all of that, and then my 5-year-old at the time said, Mommy, I want to ride a pony. And I said, oh, good.
You're like, okay, I can totally support that.
I can do that. And that's when I got reintroduced to the sport, which was great because it is a sport that anyone can do at any age. The Queen of England still rides.
Right, exactly.
Which is fantastic. So when my husband and I moved to Florida about 3.5 years ago, he said, I want to live on a golf course, and he's an avid golfer.
Nice.
And I said, okay.
As long as I can be near a horse.
I said, I want a horse. So at 45 years old, I bought my first horse, and that was Danny.
Oh, wow. Well, talk about starting at the top, right? That's
Exactly.
great. And she is not just a beautiful face. She's got it all. She's got brains and beauty.
She really does. And I do believe that Danny would not be as special if she only had the leopard spots. There are many leopard horses out there. You just have to find them. But I do think that her personality really makes her the entire package. She is so sweet. She thinks she's a lot smaller than she is, or bigger, bigger than she is.
She's what, 17 hands?
She's about 17 hands.
She's beautiful physical specimen. She's just really gorgeous.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk about her spots in just a second, but Talk about her personality. So you said she's smart, but what else does she do? Her little idiosyncrasies.
Well, one thing that she does is she'll drink from her water bucket and she'll keep water in her mouth and she'll hang her head out the stall and then dribble it out in the stall or outside in the aisle. But also if there's a dog sitting there, sometimes she's dribbled the water onto the dog too. Dogs don't really like that much, but I think she thinks that's funny.
She's a trickster, right?
She is. She is.
That's great. What are some of her favorite things to do?
She loves to graze. She loves to eat. She loves her apples and her carrots. I have fed her some oranges that we get a lot here in Florida. And if you bring an apple out, she'll spit the orange out and she'll ask for the apple.
She's like, I know what I like. Now I'm willing to eat whatever you bring to me, but make sure it suits her, right?
She does have her preferences, yes.
Oh, that's funny. And I understand that she likes to swim.
She does. Danny will go into the pond on her own, especially on a hot summer day, and just wade all the way into the pond. She has also taken some of the kids into the pond, and she'll take all four hooves off and actually swim. She's a true water horse.
So how did you find out that she liked to swim? I mean, how did this come about the very first time?
The woman who broke her told us that she was in her pond all the time. And I think one day we had her out grazing, and she literally kind of pulled somebody towards the pond and just went in and rolled in it.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
It's really fun.
So can she ride a bike and then you can put her in a triathlon?
Yeah, we haven't done that yet, but maybe we should.
Seems like she can do just about anything.
I think so.
So talk about her career.
Her career. So she had been doing some low-level dressage, some hunter classes, and then when she came to us, I took her in rusty stirrup, which is 18 inches to 2 feet. I'm certainly a re-rider, and an older one, so I like to keep it cautious. My trainer, Ashley Glicka, she has taken her in 3-foot, 3-3 derby classes, a lot higher than what I jump right now. We actually just had someone ride her the other day. They gave her a lesson in dressage, so we're still incorporating that into her routine. But basically, her career highlights have been that last year she won the Rusty Stirrup Circuit Champion at ESP for Holiday and Horses, and then this year we moved up a height, and she was Circuit Champion for USHJ 2-foot for Holiday and Horses. Yes.
You go, Danny. Come on. Tell us about a typical day in Danny's life.
Typical day in Danny's life. Early in the morning, she gets fed, which she is happy because all the horses are knocking on their stalls and hanging their heads out, and they're ready for that.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
It truly is. Truly is. Some mornings, then she'll be turned out. I really think that it's good for her mentality and her work ethic during the day that she is turned out for a couple hours in the morning because she's relaxed, she's able to move around, and then she's ready to start her day working. She is worked every day except for one during the week, so the horses usually have Monday off, and she will be ridden by the trainers. She'll be ridden by some of the student workers as well as me, just to make sure that everybody is getting her what she needs, keeping her tip-top shape.
And how about for the student workers? Is that a thrill for them to get to ride her?
They do. They like her. She's a super fun horse to ride. She's got a really easy rocking horse canter, and she's very sensitive to your leg and to your hands. You need to have a very soft hand, and the students love riding her as well.
When she goes into the ring, what is the reaction maybe from people that have never seen her before? And how do you think it affects the judging of her?
When she walks into the ring, everybody notices, which is positive and negative sometimes. If I'm on her, I think, oh, I really have to think about everything I'm doing.
It's a lot of pressure.
Because they do watch you. You really can't get away with anything. I do think as a spectator, she's great to watch because she is unusual, so it does catch people's eye. For the judges, she is an unusual hunter horse. So she's not that typical bay, and I think sometimes that may count against us. I certainly don't mind because I'm there to do my best for me and for Danny, but I think that some people may not see that as the ideal. However, we've been showing her in equitation classes, and that is really where she excels because she has a carriage, an up-built carriage, and she shows off her rider,
You have to have that trust between the horse and the rider so that you know if you're being judged as a rider that she's doing everything she can to make you look good.
Definitely. And she does make the rider look good. I think that is very easy for Danny to do that for an equitation class.
What is she like when she goes to work, so to speak? Does she know that she's there to perform?
She knows it. She does. You definitely have to get her warmed up. I think that's very normal for a horse. And once you say, hey, we're working, this is what we're doing, she kind of snaps in and goes, oh, okay, let's do this. And she listens very well.
Let's talk about Breyerfest now.
Yes.
How did you feel when you found out that she was going to be a Breyer model?
Ecstatic. I think this is everybody's dream. Anyone who owns a horse says, oh, I wish my horse would be immortalized by Breyer, and that is like the penultimate.
And last year at 2020 Breyerfest, they announced Horse of a Different Color. So at that point, that was going to be the theme this year, at that point, did you think, I have a horse of a different color?
I did. That is true, yes.
And she is certainly stunning. Has she seen the model?
She has seen the model.
And her comments?
I think
her
she
reaction?
loves it. Yes. She says, wow, they even match my hooves, too.
And speaking of that, so I think that the person doing the designing must have literally been seeing spots because there's so much detail in her coat. She's got spots, she's got stripes, her hooves are striped, her mane is striped. So what was the process of getting that model just right?
We sent a gazillion pictures to Breyer, and the talented artisans there took those pictures and created the model. And it is very impressive because you're right, it is not easy to get all of these spots on a small scale model. And they did an incredible job. They got the striations in her hooves, which is typical of an Appaloosa, this kind of like a snowflake on her forehead. They did a very nice job.
Accuracy is so important to Breyer, and I know that they go into painstaking detail with every model, and her model certainly is gorgeous, and I think does her proud.
I think so too.
Well, congratulations again on being the Breyerfest Horse of a Different Color 2021 Celebration horse, and we appreciate Danny being here for a cameo with us. Thanks so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, stop with that photo. Look at that. How cute is Danny? She is unreal. She's just so cute. Oh, that was just sent in to us, actually. So I think Danny's watching Breyerfest, don't you think? Hi, Danny. I think she's having a good time. Well, sorry. Did you see her eyes get that big? Everything. We know her as Danny, and we're going to catch up with her and her owner, Laura Reese. Hi, Laura.
Hi there. How are you, Kimber?
Doing well, and I see Danny is enjoying the green grass of home.
She is. She's enjoying the sunshine and the green grass here in Florida.
Well, she looks so great. It's been a couple of months since I was in Florida, and we'd like to catch up with what Danny's been doing. You were just at the start of competition season, so what's she been doing?
We did go into competition season. We did the full season here in Wellington at the Winter Equestrian Festival, where she competed in the 2-foot USHJA Hunters. She also competed in low children's, as well as some medal classes with the children's. She did great, especially in the she loves to jump, and she's getting better and improving every day. And she actually does love going to the shows. She's very calm, and she doesn't mind the dogs and the golf carts and everything going around. And she just has a good time being out there. So we love it.
Because she's Danny. She's unflappable.
That's right. She truly is. Just don't shake a plastic bag near her. She'll be fine.
Gotcha. And we saw earlier that she loves to swim in the pond. Has she been swimming lately?
She has been swimming with some of the kids here in the barn. She would probably drag me in too right now if I let her get close enough, but I'm going to save my clothes today.
Don't let her get a sight of that out of the corner of her eye, or you will be off and running, right?
Yes, she's quite strong.
Well, what's next for her this year?
So this summer, we took a small vacation to Venice, Florida, which is near Tampa, and we went to a show, and all the kids loved her there. It was kind of like a mini meet and greet because everybody had seen her on Breyer's website and heard about her from her Instagram. So a lot of kids who are here in Wellington got to meet her, which was super fun. Right now, we're taking a rest. Things will slow here in Florida during the summer, which is really nice, so that we can work on a few things. We're working on her collected canter, getting her to slow down and push more from behind. Danny turned 8 in May, so she's right in the prime. Yeah, happy birthday, Danny. So she's right in the prime of her life and doing really well, and she's very happy to be here at the barn. She has a new friend and the other pastor. We had a foal born a couple months ago, so that's super fun, and she's very inquisitive about that new foal. She likes the little ones.
Oh, that's so cute. And, you know, as she takes you across, it does prove that the grass is literally greener on the other side, right?
That's right.
She's going for the baby.
Now that you've talked about the foal, she wants to go over and take a look. So, as you said, people were so happy to get to meet her and the kids. She was already a celebrity, but now that she's immortalized, is she staying humble? You know, does she feel like even more of a star?
She is staying humble. We both are. We know this is an incredible opportunity that we had no idea what would happen. And it's so much fun to share Danny and her wonderful personality and her easy gait with so many people. And we really enjoy that opportunity. And it's been super fun this past year. We can't wait to meet more of our fans. It's just been a wonderful opportunity. So we truly appreciate that and are humbled by that.
Since she's so enamored with the foal, is there any plan for Danny to become a mom?
Well, actually, yeah, I would love for her to become a mom. I think she's just so well-mannered. You know, we know these spots are very unique. A couple of years ago, I sent her DNA away to UC Davis to see what her DNA makeup would be if she was bred. So she has a 50-50 chance of passing these spots on to a baby. So the ideal sire would be one that you would be able to easily suppress, which I understand is a bay. So we would be looking for a daddy who was a large bay, who probably has a shorter back. Danny's got a really long back. So you'd want to see if you could compress that maybe, but you know, as always, you have no idea what you'll get when you breathe. And it's just like a surprise on Christmas morning, which is super fun. But I think it would be nice to give her a chance to be a mom.
I'm sure Danny would have a lovely and appropriate husband at the time she wants to start a family. So we appreciate you catching up with us and getting a look at Danny again while we're in the middle of Breyerfest. I know lots of people are interested in what Danny's been up to, and they can follow her on social media, correct?
Yes, so her Instagram is Danny the Wonder Horse. We are here in Wellington, Florida. We will be at the Winter Equestrian Festival in 2022, and we're looking forward to seeing more of our fans. So this has just been